Hi, Luminaires. Hi. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the everyday medium, which simply means I love taking the intuitive, the psychic, the spiritual, and help normalize it for an everyday use. That is what I'm here to do. If you are new here, hi, welcome. I love seeing you. I encourage you, if you're watching live, put your fingers to the keyboard, chat with me, let me know how you are, engage, ask questions about the content. Today, we're going to be talking about unlocking the communication and the energies of plants and animals. This is actually take two because the first time our internet just decided to do all kinds of crazy stuff. But because of that, I'm going to talk about what we covered already. So this might be a little bit of a repeat for some of you. I love you for being here because what I asked is, what are the ways a human communicates? Think about it. We're doing one right now, but actually we're doing two. But I don't want to give you any cues. I want you to type it up. So let me know what are the ways that people communicate. And I will say in this moment, if you want to know more about what's going on with myself, with our retreats, healings, classes, series, check out our website, jamiebutlermedium.com. It has everything right there on the main page. I will say that I have a series coming up called Learn to Read Auras, which we'll talk a little bit more about in this chat that we're having today. That starts on October 8th and it runs for 18 weeks. 6 of those you are doing at home, your own practice. But it's actually going to be really intensive and wonderful way for you to learn how to connect to subtle light energy. I also have a 10 days of Reiki, which is going to be a deep clean. So every day I'm going to show up with you. 45 minutes in the morning on Zoom, 15 minutes remote at night, and we're going to do a deep clean of your energy on a daily basis so that you can then see the difference of what it's like to work on your energy consistently and get those results. Like, I want you to know what that's like. So join me for that. I'd love to see you. We also have an angel series coming up. That's next week, where you can, I'm going to be trance channeling a particular angel once. We have 3 of them coming up. And you will get a healing, a lesson, and also time for a Q&A, which is really fabulous to get into that. It's wild. Okay, did you think about the ways that humans actually communicate? One is verbally. We're doing it right now. And in this, you'll hear tone, pitch, speed. If you've ever listened to our energy updates with Maitland, she can do them very quick. Also, emphasis of words help in conveying what you want to communicate with somebody else. Written language, which is what's happening on the chat thread, what you do in text, emails, letters, love notes, which I still hope is alive today. Please, where are those love notes? And what are some other ones? I like paralanguage. This is the intent behind the words. This is the definition that you have behind the words that you're sharing and that you're using. This is how something is said. It's the volume of it as well as the rhythm. It's when you pause. Paralanguage is also those little sounds you make, like the tisk, sigh. That says a lot. As well as body language. How you roll your eyes, how you make eye contact, your gestures, which mine are always on, I feel like, your posture, as well as physical appearance, how you do your hair, what kind of clothes you wear, the color, the pattern of it, how you wear it. All of that conveys information to somebody else. Touch is another good one. Holding hands, pat on the back, the hug. What is your quality of touch? That shares a lot about who you are. And then there's 2 others that I think people, there's actually 3, but 2 that I think people don't really think about. And that is the space proximity. How close are you? How close are you? And how far away are you? That close talker that's really uncomfortable, or the person who really keeps their distance and you're like, hey, why don't you just come over here? Like, I can't really see you. That says something. As well as silence. Not saying anything. Nothing, nada. So those are 8 ways that we communicate a lot. And this ninth one is the where I want to linger, and that is energy communication. It's our intuitive, our psychic abilities. So that's where we're tuning into subtle light energy. And we are, yeah. And when we tune in with subtle light energy, we get the information from its frequency. And so today I want to talk about that subtle light energy communication between you and plants and you and animals. Because with people, we tend to really rely on the spoken word, the written word, our senses, and everything of that nature. Though plants and animals do have similarities, a lot of similarities with us. Like plants can show appearance. I mean, they don't put on clothes and stuff, but they show us their bright colors or their flowers. If they're thirsty or too much in the sun, they'll turn brown, they'll wilt instead of, stand upright. So these are cues for us to understand kind of what's going on with them. But their energetic field can tell us so much more. And it can even tell us what level of minerals they have or what they need specifically. It really is dependent on what species there is. So if I'm looking at an oak tree, it's going to express differently than a pine tree. But if you're really into the plant world, then you can differentiate that energy and you can tell this one is a lack of this mineral as well as this one over here. Plants do express a lot of emotions, and Luminaire Sheldon was sharing before that he likes to communicate with emotions to his plants. And Amora is reminding us that absolutely, plants communicate a lot, even scent, feel, sound, everything. Do you know, I just learned the other day that when birds sing in the morning, they do it at a specific moment every day before the sun rises, and it kind of turns everything on. And the birds have different tones and sounds per what region they're in, because what they do is they wake the plants up. And with trees, they actually wake the trees up enough to where their pores open up to where that they can bring in more carbon dioxide and push out more oxygen. Come here, Leroy. Come say hi. I'm certain people want to see you. He might make an appearance. So when we can tune in to subtle light energy, we can learn more about what our plant is requesting. So if you want to learn more about people and energies, watch our last week live stream. I talk more about people. Today I'm going to linger plants and animals. So let's dive in. And where we kind of left off in our first try in this video was looking at the healthy energy field of plants. So if I am observing a plant in general, and it has a nice little like white glow around it, kind of like a gas fume, clear, I know it's doing pretty good. Commonly after it will be a softer pastel yellow and a brighter green. If I can see a bright green around a plant, then I'm like, that guy's doing really well. Bright green is this, I'm growing, I'm thriving. But when we see the bright green around a person, that's the, I got my flirt game. I think you're really cute and I'd like to get to know you a little bit more, which takes a lot of energy, and it's a growth pattern. It's like a, look at me, I'm showing my feathers. It's peacocking. The plant does it when they're healthy. People do it when they're attracted. The yellow, though, is a nice soft yellow. For us as humans, yellow relates to the solar plexus. And when it's soft, it means that the person's personality or character is very calm. It's in a listening mode. It's in a communication mode, giving and receiving. And plants are very much that way with us. Oh, now Angela's like, but now I'm wondering what's around cut flowers, not in soil. So that's interesting. You can keep cut flowers alive by giving energy to, call it the wound, the cut. So I like to remind my sensitives out there, I know you can feel a lot. I know you can. So I know you might love flowers, but then you might feel absolutely horrible for cutting them off the plant. So flowers aren't like digits or hands to a person. If we cut off our hand, we're going to be disabled and no longer able to do certain things. For a plant, it grows the flower to release it. It grows the fruit to release it. So cutting the flower off the plant, though it does create a wound, premature wounds, because it wouldn't do it naturally, is not an appendage that is necessarily required for the plant to continue to thrive or live. So just keeping that in mind. There are certain blooms and flowers that are needed. Like if we look at the Venus flytrap, we don't want to cut those off. That is where the nutrients come in. So yes, we can get into a deeper conversation and maybe a good debate, but just in general, it's going to be okay. So when you have cut flowers, the energy tends to stay very strong around the bloom, and you'll watch as the energy around the stem dissipates. It's no longer able to keep thriving, and so it will slowly, over 3-4 days, a week, pull its energy up unless the water is activated with certain kinds of minerals, food per se, so that the stem can continue to feed the beautiful bloom. But you can do it with your energy. So this is a good homework test, which you can get 2 bouquets, or actually just 2 flowers, 2 cut flowers. Put them both in water. Give energy to one. Energy could be thought, prayer, intent, mantra, love, kindness, and not the other. This bloom will last longer, potentially a long, long time. I'm talking months. And this one will die. So it's just a little interesting thing. Okay. If a plant is struggling and there's not enough, like good soil, good minerals in there to really help it, the plant's energetic field turns a dark green. And I think this is really interesting. I'm just talking in general. Plants turn a duller, darker green. They'll have other hues and colors with them. But the darker green to a person is an old wound. This is something that they've had in their past that they're carrying with them and trying to use, but it's not working for them. And if it's not working for them, they can't thrive from it. So they'll be stuck in surviving, survival mode. And plants are similar to that, but for us, it's our emotional wounds that do it. For the plants, it's the quality of the soil. Cool. Plants communicate a lot with emotion. And one thing that I love highlighting is that when a plant, I got smudge on my glasses somehow. When a plant wants your attention, it actually pushes out a lot of energy. Just like when you turn a light on in a room or in another room and you go, oh, the light come on. Like bugs to lights, they just go to it. When a plant wants your attention, because it loves your attention, and it can express happiness when you're around, sadness when you're gone, love when you're caring for it, excitement of your return. So when it wants your attention, it will throw out light. Look at me. I'm beautiful. Look at this. And so sometimes when you're walking past your plant, you go, oh, look at you, like, why are you looking different today? Have you grown? Have you done this? Have you done something different? Which a plant can. It can have new growth. It dies off on, old growth. But commonly it's because it's pushing out energy and it wants your interaction. You can balance your energy. No, you can balance your plant with your energy. So there is a relationship that you have with them. If you talk mean and dirty to your plant and you abuse it, it will not want to live with you, and it will start to die, actively die, because it's not going to stay with you. Plants know how to get out of an abusive situation. They're like, we're just going to quit. It does that also with certain types of music that it doesn't like to listen to, but really thrives with classical music. I love how you guys are sharing what you really do well with. Flower, chile. I usually don't do well with cacti and succulents. They're supposed to be easy to care for, but I struggle with them. Much better at houseplants. This is helping. There we go. I'm kind of the same. I think I overwater them because I'm used to my really thirsty lilies or other plants that I keep in my house. Amora says, I have a ginseng plant that I love and I named Gaia, but she seemed to have died quickly and dropped all of her leaf stems, turned brown and trunk turned soft. And I'm sad to be, oh, I'm so sad trying to be a better plant mama. It is, I agree with Deb. It's sad. It's somebody you invest in. I say somebody, and I'm not trying to humanize plants, but they do have very similar features to us. Even though they don't use spoken language to communicate. So some things that we can look for if you're attuned to subtle light energy is if there is a crispness, like a clean, crisp feeling to them, or you can see it clairvoyantly, or you just kind of know it in your head. It's like crisp is the best word I can think of. That's when we know that the plant is like thriving. It's got what it needs. It's crisp. Okay. If it's not, it will feel dull. When you see the energy, it will look muted or fog, like fog has rolled in. And on some plants, it'll actually turn up like a gray. Here we go, nice gray. And what's interesting is gray shows up on people when they're taking medicines that don't work for them. So let's say you were having a hard stint in life and your doctor was like, great, we'll put you on antidepressants. And now you're on antidepressants. But it was really just a hard stint in life. And it was more of a mental depression, not a chemical imbalance. And your body didn't work really well with the medication, but your doctor says, stay on it. So you stay on it and you're just not feeling yourself. Your energy can present as gray. But if you're taking medications that really work for you, and you're like, yeah, I am chemically imbalanced and I take antidepressants and I feel fabulous, you won't see any kind of gray because your body is like, yes, fill in the hole, grabbing what I need, and it's working. So plants will do that if they're not getting the right minerals, or if they're overwatered, over fertilized, or not fertilized enough. They will give that dull look like a fog and sometimes a gray. If they're needing sunlight, I've noticed they'll turn it's like a cool color. I don't know where that came from, Kira. It's like a cool blue, pastel-y, like very soft. You know it's blue because you looked at it long enough, but if you glanced at it, you'd be like, oh, that's probably like a strange white color. So it has a coolness to it. The feeling will be a cold feeling. Think about like you need to be warmed up. You need sun. You need the opposite. So it's kind of like a little bit of a sadness feeling, a little bit of a cold feeling, a little bit of a distant feeling. The Secret Life of Plants, Sweetly Morbid Bear. I'm so happy you mentioned it. I love this book. Do we have it up here? I keep trying to put, here we go. We read it for our book club. Love it, own it, need 5 more copies to give to every single person. I was going to say every single person I know, but I think I know more than 5 people. I don't know. It's a wonderful read. So try it. Nancy McHugh says, I'm an instinct with all my plants. So much love. You're in sync. That's what you're saying. I love that. I know when I come into my office, I have this one plant, Bruce. He's really, really tall. Maybe we'll try to remotely go in there if the internet is behaving. And he loves to be tickled. He has these long leaves that droop over. And so if you move up and under his leaves and just brush them all the way up, his aura just like, it gets 3 times bigger, at least twice as big. It just goes, and you can tell it kind of tickles. I'm the daughter of a tree farmer. So I grew up with rows and rows of trees, planting trees, seedlings, pulling weeds, driving tractors, like all of this. This is what we did. And my dad used to talk to the trees. And when they were little, he'd come by and he'd shake them. And I always thought of like, oh my God, if you shook a person like that, they'd be so mad at you. like, "Yeah, what are you doing?" That kind of thing. He'd reach over and give him a good shake. And I finally asked him, I was like, "What are you doing?" Because it was a little upsetting. And my dad said, "Oh, they love it. They love it." He's like, "When you shake a tree, it gives them an opportunity to figure out where they are and to strengthen the fibers in their branches and in their trunk and their roots. That's why the wind is so good to them. So when the wind blows, it applies that pressure to them that allows them to grow against the wind or with the wind as they need, and it makes them strong." He said, "So I come over and I give them a good shake because it's playful and that they understand, like, this is the vibration, this is where we are." And then I went home and I looked at all my indoor plants because I was an adult when I asked him this, guys. And I went out and I was like, "Oh my God, I feel so bad. You guys don't move at all. Like, I didn't even have a fan on you. You're not even feeling the wind. Like, you get water and sun." And so now I shake my plants. When I come by and I water them, I shake them. But with Bruce, I don't shake Bruce. I just lift his leaves and tickle him because you can watch his energy, like, so cute. Okay. Yes, I rescued a big aloe plant that was dying, from a restaurant. I can't tell if it was doing well or not. It's already drawing gnats. Yep, that is a hard one. Oh, I love keep helping. Thank you, Amor, for responding. So, when we attune ourselves to our psychic abilities, our energy communication, we can get more details from our plants. What minerals are they needing? What kind of sun, water, movement, action can we help and we can apply them to? When they're big, fluffy, and bright, it's give me some attention, come look at me. It's like, come play. When they have this crisp, kind of clean feeling, they are just thriving. They got everything that they need. When they're dull and gray, they're lacking in something and they're needing it from you, like to give. So when we look at animals, most of the time animal parents are, wondering, like, are you doing okay? Are you getting what you need? Are you in pain? Are you suffering? And then they also want to know, like, why are you doing certain behaviors? Like, what do you really want? So with being able to perceive subtle light energy or to read the aura field around your animal companion or even wildlife, you can understand quickly what kind of situation you're in and what the relationship is asking for. So if you're engaging with your animal companion and maybe they're acting a little bit strange, because animals do communicate, they communicate verbally. It's not the same language, but they will have a tone, a pitch, an emphasis. They can get loud, they can get silent, like they can pull these things. They could do body language, facial expressions, eye contact. Oh my God, I love the dogs with the human eyes. And they lower their head and they cut their eyes at you. And you just see the most of the white of their eyes, and they're like, you paying attention? Oh my God, it cracks me up so much how expressive dogs can be. I love it so much. So we can read all of that, but you're really wanting to know, like, what's happening on the inside. Like, are you hurting? So you can, when you perceive subtle energy, read auras, you can either see, because we can pick up on energy in so many different ways: clairvoyant, clairaudient, that's knowing, seeing; clairsentient, feeling. Claircognizant is knowing, clairvoyant, seeing, clairaudient, hearing, clairsentient, feeling. Wait, I think I said it wrong a moment ago. So we can use all those kinds of approaches. You apply that when you're in connection to your animal, whether you're face to face to them or they're at the vet and you're at home. Maybe they have to stay over. That rips my heart out. Like, I have such a difficult time. I am the crazy woman. And you think I wouldn't be, because we got some skills with doing energy at a distance. I do not like leaving my child behind anywhere. Not when they're healing. I do not like to leave them alone. Same with my animal babies. Forget it. I don't like it. So if I have to, because they're like, ma'am, we need to monitor them and we need to check, this and that and that. I'm like, oh my God. I will sit at home and I will remotely connect to them. And all you need to do is think about their name, their image, what they look like, stay calm. If you're clairsentient, you'll have feelings in your body about what kind of pain or sensations they're going through. They don't belong to you. You're just mimicking them like a movie is being played on top of your body. If you're claircognizant and you just know it, then that information is just going to pop in, just plop, and you're like, okay, they're fine. But then you really have to manage your logic side because it might jump in and go, well, I need more details than that, and that's not enough for me, and it might take you for a ride. Just calm down, take the first thing, first instinct, not second guessing. So then, audient, you might see the words or see it like a movie inside of your head. You might smell or hear the words being said to you. But the thing is to go with the very first thing, not second guess it. So now you can tap in and get the information. Where are they in pain? What's happening to them? You can even visually see when there's a broken bone, tumor, cancer, any kind of illness building up in your animal companion. And this is from reptiles, lizards, to birds, to four-legged furry friends, from horses and elephants and so forth and so on, like all of it. So you can step back and you can get that information even though you can't verbally talk to them. And you can even use the same approach with infants before they've built the skill to communicate. Deb's like confessing, my neighbors are now going to watch me go out and shake my little trees. Hey, it's a party. They're like, there's that woman out there shaking her trees again. You blame that on Joel Butler. Joel Butler, if you're watching this, I hope you're laughing. And I wonder, do you remember me asking what you were doing to the trees? And you explained it way better than I did, Dad, but that was a trip. I never thought about how that kind of movement was beneficial to them. Do I have any good soil recommendations? There's my mom. Look, Jane, he does remember me asking him that. Sometimes they are live here, but they don't say much, guys. That's my mom. And yes, he's laughing. Good, we're laughing together. I did. That really messed me up when I went home and realized that my plants don't get fresh air and they don't get wind. I felt so bad. I felt really guilty. Huh. Dad, do you have any good soil recommendations? I usually do like an organic one. And they'll have different kind of organics. They'll have potting soil. Organic potting soil is normally what I go for. Brand-wise, I just remember that it's in a light green bag. It's almost like a seafoam green. I'm sorry, I don't remember names. I'm better with color. All right. Maybe my dad can throw up some suggestions. Mom will be his fingers, I'm certain of it. So animals. Another thing is being able to observe or connect to your animal and understand kind of where they're coming from. Is it playful or is it mean? Because sometimes we have animals and their play to us is aggressive and it's like, are you behaving? You know, you want to go like bad animal and we want to put them in place, but actually they're being really playful. So if they show up, I like to talk about energies in terms of color, which is what I do in my class, the Learn to Read Auras, because we all have an understanding of color. So it'll be this mustard color. It's kind of, I call it the Peter Pan energy. Where is it? Here it is. Ta-da! Mustard. Oh, it's kind of like the energy behind me, guys. That color behind me. And that color, this mustard, if you see it around your animal, it's more of a playful, mischievous. Like, I'm going to figure out what you're doing. And I might nip at you, but I'm not trying to bite you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to play with you. Like, this is how my species plays. I don't have opposable thumbs to grab you and wrestle you, but I got a mouth and I'll do that. So it's nice to know where they're coming from. Other things is do you know that, I'm going to call it stalking energy. We don't really like to come across this when it comes to people. but it does happen. But animals have a lot of this stalking energy, and it could be stalking to attack, to defend, to make sure they're safe, or it could be stalking out of curiosity. Like, I don't know what you are, so I'm going to follow you. I'm going to watch you, but I'm not going to do anything about it, but I'm going to watch. So that energy in an animal, do I have it? Yeah, this is kind of it, is a blue, but it's like a dirty gray blue. And it's I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to stay really quiet. This is kind of it. Yeah. I'll show you what throat chakra energy is like this. It's brighter. And this is a dirtier, more gray blue. And this is more of an indigo. Well, it's not showing up on my little indigo. Nope. I'll find it. Ha, here it is. Indigo. So it's in between these two, but it's a confusing kind of a communication, which if you've ever been around somebody who is stalking, it is very confusing. You're like, either get the confidence to go over there to speak to them, or don't be a creeper and leave them alone. Okay, animals have this, and it's a way that they're collecting information. So sometimes when you're watching them, if you see a darker blue, kind of stormy blue-gray color, it is I'm collecting information. Once they feel if they have to defend themselves, it's going to come up more like in a brick red or a darker, like burnt orange color. And that's their lower chakras activating. And what's funny is when you find that darker blue color, gray blue, like they're stalking, I'm watching, getting information, the energy will come in really tight. So the pattern of the energy gets really dense. And it's almost like get dense. And when they pounce, it explodes. And it will usually get really, really big with that same color, with the tint of that brick red or burnt orange to it. That way, you just kind of understand where they're coming from a little bit more. I don't go as deep into the plants and animals and learn to read auras because most people are more interested in people. After you finish the series, you can literally put a shingle out and do readings. Like, I will read your energy. Either you will choose cards and I will tell you what that means per the color of it, or I will tell you what I am perceiving around you. And it's really, really interesting. Okay, so and my mom is writing that when you go to the garden center to buy soil, make sure it says for pot containers. It's a lighter mix, good for proper drainage. Okay, did I not say that? You buy it for potting soil for indoor plants. Oh, I love that sweet morbid bear. I have all of these, the ficus, the snake plant, the spider plant. They all create oxygen. They're great for the home. If you do have animals, please research what plants are toxic to your animals. And if you want to have both in the house, they can cohabitate. You just need to be aware of the movement and how your animals are treating the plants. You can put them in high places, and you can actually train your animal not to destroy the plants. Both of them are, everyone, we're all very intelligent. We can learn. So there was just some little tips and color patterns and things of that nature that you can pick up on. And if you're someone who is sensitive and does connect to subtle light energy, keep a little notebook around. You'll learn a lot from what you pick up. And then when you write a little note, you'll remember it more. And then you'll apply that to the next time that you go to engage with plant life or animal life around you. I like to use this, especially when I'm out hiking and I come across a wildlife animal and I'm like, are you okay? Like, do I need to climb a tree? Do I need to run? There's certain moments where that is just instinct. But like if it's from a distance or something of that nature and you just have this feeling, we're good. Because when you can tune in and communicate to subtle light energy, it is deeper than a spoken language. There is a trust and a connection that occurs. So Yes, we're not using language that you might be used to, something that you've built on for decades. Like an example, I have a friend who is a healer, and he's well known in the world. And he has property, tons of property out where there is mountain lion. And he went out to do a morning walk and went to a stream up on his property. And he said it was very quiet. And he's aware that when it's quiet, there's a predator around. So he stopped at the creek. He bent down to wash his face to get very calm. And he looked up, and across the little creek, which is not very big, same color as the fall leaves, was a mountain lion. And they made eye contact. And he said to himself, either this is the moment I die, or this is the moment I walk away. And I go, well, that was kind of a really clear moment in your life. And he said, so I decided that I was going to give love and to give peace and shift my energy away from fear to show this mountain lion that I give respect. And I know that I am in his territory, he is in mine, and that it's okay. And he said once he did that, the mountain lion bent down, got something to drink, kept his eyes on him, walked away, turned his side to my friend. And then he said, my friend said, when I got kind of control over like where I was, that I needed to stand up and I needed to move my body, he said, I just slowly just stood up and just calmly walked away. He goes, I actually turned to my back and I slowly walked away. I didn't have to get big. I didn't have to make noise. I didn't have to defend. There's an animal instinct that you can tell when there's harmony. So if you go to defend and this other animal wasn't even meaning you harm, didn't even have you on their radar, you can now look like a threat. So it's interesting, the approaches that you can do. My mom. Can animals read auras? That is an absolute yes. They don't see the same colors as we do. They can see different colors than we do. And yes, they can read your auras, the brightness, the dullness, the largeness, and they pick up on frequency, which is our energetic field. Okay, I don't know how to identify Bruce. So let's go see Bruce. This is going to be our goodbye. Let's walk through the office. Leroy is sleeping. You get to meet Bruce. Okay, guys, there's Bruce. What is Bruce? He's a tall, handsome man. He's single, y'all. If there are any single ladies out there, that's Bruce. And he likes to be tickled. Can't believe I'm saying this out loud. Dad, what kind of plant is that? Just put you on the spot. Does he have a 401k? Just asking for a friend, huh? He does not. He needs to be put on the salary, as he holds really great space. He does a lot of work here at the office. Oh my God, you guys are so much fun. Thank you for spending some time with me, and thank you for handling our first go at it when the internet was just doing some wonky stuff and coming back for the conversation. If you are ever interested in learning more about connecting to subtle light energy, go for it. Whether it's with me, with someone else, like go for it. Somebody asked for a book last time, and auras, the anatomy of the aura. Eliza, she does a really good job. I thought it was good. I've highlighted. Oh, wait, can't see. There you go. I've highlighted some things in there. I've got some pages marked. I like that. Oh, Nancy. Trachania. Oh my God, is there like a basic name, Nancy? Is that the closet? Where? No. No closet in the kitchen. If you want to get technical and learn more about the history of energies and auras, I like Wheels of Light by Rosalind Bruyere. It's an oldie but a goodie. So there you have it. Enjoy your time. I would hope to see you in class if that's something that you would like to do. You can always head over to the website, jamiebutlermedium.com. We have all of that there. And if you want to try the 10 days of Reiki, it's going to be a deep clean. We're going to clean that energy every day. So join me. I'd love to see you there. Other than that, let's remember it's not woo-woo. It's true. And y'all, I'll see you. Memberships for the book club, which is coming up just shortly. And we are reading the Mary Magdalene manuscripts by Judy Sion and Tom Kenyon. It's very interesting. Take care, everyone. Bye. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.